Hi everyone, welcome back to Megan's Creative Arts. We are going to be doing a fun one today, the granny ripple stitch. So this is what it looks like. You can see we're doing a chevron, and really you want something that allows you to either change colors or is one of the self-striping. I did do a different one, but the self-striping on this one was way too big. You cannot really see the up and downs on here because it just doesn't stripe enough. So you can't really see the rows. So please choose your yarn wisely. For this one, I am using the Big Twist. So the lighter color is in aqua, the darker color is in teal, and I'm just changing colors. This is 100% acrylic. Once I'm done, it's not quite done yet, I will probably put a border on it, something cute. We'll just see how it goes. But this one is real easy. All you're doing is double crochets and chaining. So as long as you know that stitch, you are able to do this pattern. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm actually going to use the same colors for my example as I did with the blanket. I'm using a eye hook, which is a 5.5 millimeter. For this one, that did not turn out as well as I had hoped, and I'll just change it into something else. This one was an H, which is a 5 millimeter hook. So I would go by whatever your yard label says, or possibly even one bigger. So to start off, we're going to do our slip knot, however you would like to do that. And for this pattern, it is a multiple of 25 plus 3. So you're going to do multiples of 25, so 25, 25, 25, and then add 3 at the end. So for this example, I'm going to chain 53. I'm just counting my chains here. Okay, so I've got 53 chains. Now, because we're doing a chevron, which is the up and down, the ripple part, you will lose a little bit, so this is not as wide as it would be. I believe on my example, the one that I'm currently working on, this is kind of a lap size. Let's see, I would have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I did around 128 chains for a lap size. So to start off, we're going to do 3 double crochets in the 6th chain from the hook. So this one, this loop does not count. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're going to put our 3 double crochets in there. I like to go under 2 on the chain. So there's 1, 2, and 3. So this is the granny stitch, the 3 double crochets together. The 5 chains that we skipped counts as chain 1 double crochet. All right, so now we're going to skip 2, so 1, 2, and in this 3rd chain we're going to put 3 more double crochets, and we're going to do this 3 times. So we're going to skip 2, 3 double crochets, skip 2, 3 double crochets, total of 3 times. So there's 1. We're going to skip 2, go into the 3rd one, and do 3 double crochets. 2 and 3. So here's what we got so far. We got to do it one more time. So we're going to skip 2, 1, 2, and we're going to go into this 3rd one and do 3 double crochets. 2 and 3. So here's what we have so far. So it's actually going to be more like this because we are about to do the peak of our chevron. So that's the up part. So we're going to chain 2, and in the very next stitch we're going to do 3 double crochets again. Pull a little more yarn out. And 3. All right, so now we're going to do the skip 2, then 3 double crochets 3 times. So we're going to skip 2, and in this 3rd chain we're going to put 3 double crochets. I don't believe I showed you the double crochet. So to double crochet, if you don't know, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch you need to, yarn over and pull up a loop. You're going to have 3 loops. You're going to yarn over and go through 2, yarn over and go through 2. So that's the double crochet. So we've skipped 2 chains and did our 3 double crochets. Now we need to do it a total of 3 times. So that's 1. So here's 1, 2, 3. Put 3 double crochets in there. If you hear anything in the background, that is my puppy chewing on something that she probably doesn't need to be chewing on, but that's what puppies do. There's 1, 2, and we'll put 3 double crochets into that 3rd chain. Okay, so here's what we got so far. So we've got our up, and now we're going down. So now we're going to do the valley of our chevron. All right, so here's our chain. So we're going to skip 5 chains. We're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we're going to put 3 double crochets in that 6th chain. Whoop. Helps if I yarn over first. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. All right. So here's what we have. So here's our little valley. Here's our peak. So then we're going to be repeating. So we're going to skip 2 and do 3 double crochets. We need to do this 3 times again. 2 and 3. Again, skip 2. There's 1 and 2. Into this 3rd one. And we're going to continue all the way to the end. I'm going to pause and please continue. I'm going to meet you at the end of our chain, okay? Okay, so yours should look kind of similar, where we have the ups and downs, and then you should have 3 chains left. And we are going to skip 2 and just double crochet into the very last chain. Here we go. So I'm going to change colors to show you how to change the colors. So on the last, this is your double crochet, and so I'm just going to pull my new color, leaving a bit of a tail to weave in later, through, pull this a little tighter, and then I'm going to start my next row. So for row 2, which is going to be your repeat row, you're going to repeat row 2 for the whole time. 1, we're going to chain 3 and turn our work, and then do 3 double crochets in between the next 2 granny stitches here. So in between, in this little space, we're going to do our granny stitch. And this chain 3 does count as the double crochet. Before I forget, I'm going to tie these 2 together a little, just so they don't unravel at all. Alright, so I just put them in a little knot. So we're going to continue with our next color, or however you want to do yours. On my example, I did 2 rows of the teal, and then I changed to the aqua for 2 rows, and then I did 4 rows of the teal again. So it's whatever you want to have yours look like. You can do multiple colors. It does not have to be just 2. It's more striking if you use multiple colors instead of just doing 1 color. So, all right, so I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you, we are only going to be basically working in these spaces between our granny stitches. So this was your first one. Instead of, this is where we would normally be skipping chains on that first row. We're skipping stitches. So we're just going to be repeating. We're going to be doing 3 double crochets. 2 and 3. And then here is our peak, the top part. We're going to put 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets all in this chain 2 space. So here's what that looks like. And then we're going to continue with the 3 double crochets between the spaces. Three. Once you really get going, you could do, I like to do it while watching TV, but that's me. But you don't have to pay attention the whole time. And 3. All right, so the amount of granny stitches you did on the first row is going to be the amount you're doing on the second row or any other rows. So we are down at our valley. So here's those 5 chain spaces we skipped on the first row. We're actually going to skip these 2 granny stitches and move over to the space between the next one and do our 3 double crochets. There we go. Pull a little more yarn out. And we're going to just continue. Again, 3 double crochets is the granny stitch. Now again, I'm just doing a sample, so you're going to end up doing a little more than me, depending on how wide you made your blankets. This is a great way to use the granny stitch. So I'm at my peak again. So I'm doing 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets all in that chain 2 space, and 3. And you're going to work your way all the way to the end. So if you need to pause me until you get to the end, please do so. But I am at the end of my second row. 3. So in the last stitch, you're going to double crochet in the chain space of your turning chain. So you actually want to go in there and not around it. This will give you a straighter edge. And then we're going to chain 3 and turn. If you're wanting to change colors again, you can do so. And then you're just going to repeat row 2. So in between all the granny stitch, or most of the granny stitches, I should say, we're going to do our next granny stitch. Work our way back across, doing our 3 double crochets. Until you work your way till the end again. But yours should look similar to this. And here is not quite the finished product, but as you can see, the edge is straight because I went into the actual chain, not into the space that it created. That is the only time you'll go into a stitch. And then on my other side, because I was changing colors, I have all these little tails that I'll weave in later on. But that is the granny ripple. And I will put the full instructions below in the description. If I didn't say so before, if you like this and want to see more, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I will be creating more content for you, and I will see you next time. Bye!